Coming up in court today.
So there's no sure bet that this is mine. In fact, I'm sure that it is not mine.
How do you know it's not yours? Did you have sexual relationships with her?
Unprotected, yes, he did.
Okay, do you admit it?
Yes, I mean,
Well, how do you know that's in your baby then? She says it's your baby, that you're the one.
In the court system, justice is not always just. That's why they bring their disputes here. Real people, real problems, real justice. Justice is eye for an eye.
The plaintiff is suing her boyfriend of 4 months for a paternity test and for child support payments. The defendant denies being the father of her child.
I'm the plaintiff, and I'm here today to prove that one of these men fathered my child, and they need to step up and take responsibility because I am.
I'm the defendant, and I'm gonna win. I'm here to clear my name. This girl has had sex, Tyra, she's had sex with the whole city. And now she's trying to pin me down with this baby. I'm not having it.
All rise!
Stream the king, stream the king, stream the king, stream the king, stream the king.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. All right. Tyra Hargraves, you're bringing a case against Sherman Berkeley. You're saying that you have a 3-month-old baby that you're raising by yourself and that you know Mr. Berkeley is the father of your child and that you want him to pay child support, that he hasn't been taking any responsibility, and you want me to order him to pay child support, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Berkeley, you're saying that that baby is not yours,
yes,
and that you don't want to pay child support, and you don't have to pay child support because it's not your baby. Okay, tell me about it, your case.
Okay, well, me and Sherman, we dated for 4 months before I got pregnant. We was in a steady relationship, you know, we had fun. He took me out, he told me that he loved me, that he would always be there for me, that, you know, and as soon as I end up pregnant, he gets ghost, he just disappears. I can't find him.
And so you got pregnant, and then you never saw him again? What, you couldn't find him, or?
I couldn't find him. I would call his house. I would call his mama's house. His mama would answer the phone. She ain't seen him. Ain't nobody seen him. He was avoiding me. That's all it was.
And you told him you were pregnant?
Yes.
With this child? And did you have the baby?
Yes, I had the baby.
And has he been taking responsibility for that baby since you've had it?
No.
He hasn't paid any child support?
No, nothing.
Has he been to visit the child?
No.
He hasn't done anything?
No.
All right, you got pictures of the baby?
Yes, sir. I have the pictures of
All right,
my
hand up
child
Big
right
Sugar Ray
here.
the pictures. All right, Mr. Berkeley, she's saying that you haven't taken any responsibility for this child, that you got her pregnant, you left town afterwards. You haven't done anything. You haven't paid child support, you haven't visited the child. What you got to say for yourself?
What I have to say for myself is that I am innocent to the charges, okay?
Charges? Come on, this is a baby we're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, well,
Come on. We're talking about a human life here. We're talking about a responsibility.
All right.
She brought a person into this earth. I mean, you got to respect that. So
okay.
go.
We were together for about 4 months, okay? About 3 months into the relationship, I find out that she's unfaithful, okay? I hear that she's having sex with guys all over the city. And so, you know...
So you...
Whatever.
So
Don't believe what he
there's no
says.
sure bet that this is mine. In fact, I'm sure that it is not mine.
How do you know it's not yours? Did you have sexual relationships with her?
Unprotected, yes, he did.
Okay, do you admit it?
Yes, I mean...
Well, how do you know that's in your baby then? She says it's your baby, that you're the one...
Your Honor, the chances of me being the baby is about 1 out of 1,000 because that's how many guys she had sex with in the last 4 years.
Now, who are your 2 people with you? Stand up. Stand up.
Okay, these are my friends. That's Chris and Jamie.
Okay, and what y'all got to say?
Nothing.
What did y'all got to say about all...
Man, that's not his baby, man. That's a good dude, man. If he had a baby, he wouldn't try to
So what are y'all, character witnesses?
Yeah, we character witnesses.
You just character witnesses be for sport? Okay, well, just have a seat then. All right, so what you got to say, ma'am?
He needs to step up and take up responsibility for his child. I need help with food, clothes, diapers.
And you raising this child all by yourself?
Yes, I work 2 jobs. I come home to a crying 3-month-old. I don't have no help from nobody.
It's a little baby girl?
It's a little baby boy.
Boy, okay. Got a little baby boy. Oh. All right, sir, there's a little baby boy out there, a little 3-month-old baby boy out there. And are you going to take responsibility for it?
Your Honor, when I got with this girl, I was under the impression that this was a monogamous relationship. I was under the impression that it was her and I alone, that it was a faithful relationship. And then I find out that she's with other people, and so
Ma'am, have you been with other people? I mean,
No, I haven't been with anybody else.
This is the only one? You were dating him and you haven't been with anybody else?
Yeah.
You have not been with anybody else?
No.
Just him?
Just him.
She says you're the only one she's been with. She's had the baby, and that you aren't accepting responsibility. What you got to say?
I mean, she's lying. That this is, I mean, she's
He don't know. He lies all the time.
Okay, well, we saw your complaint, and she came here to get child support and to get visitation. So you're aware that we took your DNA, right? Right before we came to court? Okay, so we're going to find out the results, whether or not you are the father of that child, okay? All right, let me bring in my legal assistant with the results. Come on in. Thank you. Okay, I've got the results here. The DNA was taken. This is official DNA test that was taken right here. And it says Sherman Berkeley is not the father.
I knew it. Give me some. Give me some.
Nah, well, if he's not the father, then Jamie's the father. Nah, if I'm not the father,
Wait a
then
minute,
Jamie's the father.
wait. Okay, calm down. What, ma'am? What, ma'am?
If he's not the father, then Jamie has to be the father.
What?
Did you hear that? You hear that? She was with other people.
Come on in there. Sugar Ray, put Jamie in here.
Honor, she lied to you. She told you she was faithful.
I thought you were just a character witness. Did you sleep with this girl too? Oh my God.
I mean,
Go ahead and tell it.
With Big Sugar Ray, this is what we're gonna do.
I use protection.
This is what we're gonna do. I want
you talking about?
I want you to take this thing, swab his mouth so I can give it to the legal assistant, take back to the DNA. Swab his mouth.
Oba.
Okay, and hand it to her so she can go take it to the DNA expert. Right. Tell them to compare that with the child to see if this man's the father. Sugar Ray, you can stay here. Let her take it out. All right. These results are pretty accurate. The preliminary results are pretty accurate. Jamie Todd.
The plaintiff must decipher which of her former boyfriends actually impregnated her before she can sue for child support. The defendants claim they are not the father.
Ms. Hargraves, I've got to admit, I am not happy with you right now. You came in here and accused this man of being the father. You told me directly here in the courtroom, he's the only one I slept with. He's the father, no one else. And now I find out you slept with this man. What's going on here?
Well, me and Jamie, we just had like a fling. It was no strings attached.
That's still sex.
It was nothing. It was just, that's all it was. It was just sex.
Well, why did you accuse him? Why did you accuse Mr. Berkeley and not accuse him?
Because me and Jamie, we had protected sex the whole time. The only one time the condom had busted. That was it.
One time?
That one time the condom had
But you told me directly this was the only man you were sleeping with. Why didn't you accuse him? Why did you accuse Mr. Berkeley first?
She's a liar.
Nasty. That's all. She's nasty.
I'm not nasty.
That's a liar.
I'm not nasty.
And she wants me to take responsibility for something that you did. There's consequences for your actions.
Well, we took your DNA. We took it, and your test is accurate. You're not the father. But let me hear from Mr. Todd, right?
Yes.
Is that okay? Tell me, how many times did you sleep with her?
Maybe 4 or 5 times, you know. Hey.
And that's his homeboy, though.
What's that? And you just happen to forget that here in the courtroom today?
Right.
Well,
Right.
Oh, my God.
Right.
Ridiculous.
what can I say? It was just,
Right. You
it was
happened to knock on
just
my
what
door.
that was.
So you were doing that while you were, that was your boyfriend? Were you dating, I mean, were y'all boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yeah. For that 3 and 4 months, she was with
That's because
everybody.
he don't know what he doing.
Everybody
Right.
got a turn.
It ain't mine.
She's a low class.
That's because you couldn't finish your turn.
Donna, she's what you call a low class female. No respect
Whatever.
for herself, no respect for me. And now she calling me talking about where's my diapers, where's my baby food, or
Boy,
where's my
please.
baby clothes. That is
Boy,
your
boo.
baby, your responsibility. You take
So
it.
she's been calling you during this whole time saying, bring me some baby
For the past 10 months, Your Honor.
Now, ma'am,
The baby ain't even 10 months. What you talking about?
You've
I
been
ain't
calling me for the
you.
past
Just
10 months.
hush.
After I
haven't
break
been
up with you-
calling
after I break up with
I
you,
haven't
you
been
still
calling
calling
you.
me.
I haven't been calling him.
She been calling
ma'am,
me.
before you
We
accuse
already
someone of being the
established she's a
father, you
liar.
better have your story straight because this man, how long have you been worrying about whether you would father or not? The whole pregnancy and while the baby was born?
That's how long she's been giving me all this heat about it. I was sure from the get-go.
Yeah, but you know, come to think of it though, how were you so sure? You just may have got a little lucky on that DNA test if you didn't want to be the father. I mean, you still had unprotected sex with her. You could just as easily been the father.
I broke up
All
with
the
her,
time.
and then about a month later, she called me and told me, oh, I'm pregnant. I have a baby on the way. After I figured out that she was with other
He
people.
may.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you straight. These are the only 2 you slept with, right?
Maybe. Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe? Do you just happen to forget?
Well,
Or you just say maybe because you see how mad I'm getting for you lying in court? Is that why you say maybe now?
yeah.
See, my mother always told me you can't
But
take
I'm for sure, James, look at my pictures, my baby pictures.
Well, I
He
saw
has
the
his
pictures.
nose,
Man, please.
His
That
eyes.
baby light skin. That baby was nothing like me.
Baby
That
was
baby
not light
That
skinned.
baby light skin.
Whatever.
And you were not dating her, right?
No. She was just knocking on my door when I just happened to answer.
Okay.
That's all.
Well,
Oh,
we've taken some results. Yours are certain because we took yours a couple days ago. What we took on you is what's called the preliminary test. It's pretty accurate, but it's not with 100% certainty, but it's pretty accurate. That's on such short notice, that's all we could do is take a preliminary test, the DNA expert. So let me get my legal assistants in here to read the results of these. And you say you're positive it's his, right?
It has to.
Jamie Todd's, okay. All right. These results are pretty accurate. The preliminary results are pretty accurate. Jamie Todd is not the father.
I don't even know why I'm here.
Well, then, Chris, you might as well come on up then.
You slept with him too?
Yeah.
Oh my
It was just
God.
one time. It was just one time.
Is there anybody else in the courtroom that slept with her? Did anybody else sleep with her?
Did you?
Come on up here. Come on. What's your name? Chris Rivers?
Yes.
So did you sleep with her too?
Only one time, Your Honor. Only one time.
It was just that one time.
One time.
Yes. It was just one time. Unprotected.
Ma'am, you got to have responsibility. You got to know before
I
you.
know, but back then, I was young. You know,
I mean, that baby needs a father, and we don't even know who the father is. I mean, how many people did you sleep with?
That was it.
Oh, come on. You've been saying that the whole courtroom.
That's a reputation, man. The reputation's all around
He
town.
has to be the father. There were the only 3 men that I was sleeping with.
There were only 3 men in the courtroom, and you would sleep with all 3 men. They came in as a character witnesses.
Right. That's right.
He has to be the father.
Pretty soon, we're going to have the men in the audience running out the door before they get tested. Ma'am, you cannot do that. Big Sugar Ray, go ahead and get a swab from him, too.
He has to be the father.
No, I'm not no father.
He is.
I'm not the father. Only one time, I'm not the father.
Yeah, that's all it takes is one time. That's all it takes.
Not with me. And not with me.
You can have a seat.
Sorry.
Thank you. Give that to the DNA expert. All right, that's going to take a few minutes to get those results. I'll be back in a second. Thank you.
First of all, if you did have sex with her, you can never be 100% sure that you are not the father. But that does not give you the right to single him out of all these 3 guys and however many guys, God knows who, that you slept with. So you do not have that right to just pick on him because neither one of you are really sure. So why'd you do that? Why'd you single him out of these 3?
Because he was the one that I was with. I was with him. I was in a relationship with him.
You're standing before us today telling us that the excuse for your irresponsibility is because that you were young and dumb. But did you ever think about, because of your actions, how are you going to stand before your son and explain that he can have no relationship with his father because you really don't know who he is?
One of these 3 men has to be my baby's father. That's why I'm here today, to prove to him, to prove to one of them that they
Right,
are.
what? So one of them.
Well,
right.
It's one of them.
Right.
No, it's
right.
It's one of them.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No one.
Bet that. It is.
Well, I think your priorities may be a little shaken because
But
your
that was back
priorities
then.
shouldn't be to prove to them. You are trying to
I'm doing
find
this
it for
my
your
child.
son.
I'm not worried about them. I'm doing this for my child.
So why do you keep calling me? Why are you
Because
constantly
for
calling me,
my
asking me
child,
for food
Doug.
and money
It's
and
for
everything
my
else?
child.
Yeah,
I don't want you
It's
anymore.
I
And
don't
you need
want
to take care of
you.
your own baby.
Go be with
You see,
your
I'm
mama,
in
'cause that's who
school.
you wanna
I
be
got
with.
my own
Go be
job. I
with
got
your
my
mama.
own money. You see,
Go be
I'm
with your
upward
mama.
bound.
All right!
Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim, Extreme Akim.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, I want to talk to all of you. All you have talked about is yourselves. What you've forgotten is the 3-month-old baby boy that was born in this case. That boy didn't ask to be brought into this earth. That boy is an innocent victim in this case. There are consequences to everybody's actions. I've got the results here. I haven't looked at them yet, but that's what everybody needs to know next time you go around having sex with somebody and not expecting to have any consequences. And you, ma'am, you need to realize that every time you go around having sex, that you have to know and love and respect the father of your child. You understand that? All right. Well, let me read the results. All right. Mr. Rivers, step forward. Got the DNA results. Chris Rivers. There are consequences to everybody's actions. I've got the results here. I haven't looked at them yet, but that's what everybody needs to know next time you go around having sex with somebody and not expecting to have any consequences. All right. Well, let me read the results. All right. Mr. Rivers, step forward. Got the DNA results. Chris Rivers, you are the father.
I need a retest, man.
I want you to get right over there. Get right over there with her. Get right over there with her. Stand in there with her. Get in there, Big Sir Greg. Now I'm gonna make you hold her hand. Hold her hand, because that's now the mother of your child. That's the mother of your child. She will always be the mother of your child. The two of you are now joined together for life. For your one night of having sex, that baby will always be yours. You will always support her. How much money do you make a month?
About $2,000.
$2,000, okay. You are gonna pay her $300 a month child support. Okay, you're gonna pay child support, and the two of you are gonna discuss about your child. You're gonna support the child, you're gonna visit the child, you're gonna respect the child. You two are now a couple forever and ever. And you two, remember what's happening to your friend. He is now the father of a child. So next time you go have sex, you could be the one in that cage, couldn't you? With the women. All right, so the two of you could go on, and the two of you gonna raise that child, you're gonna pay child support, and man, $300. All right, thank you, that's just.
Hey, you know, I did what I came to do. I can put this behind me. You know, I feel sorry for poor Chris. You know, he got to put up with her. Now I can move on with my life and be successful, you know? My mom always told me you can't turn a trick into a treat.
It's still cool with me.
In today's society, television, magazines, radio, they all glamorize casual sex. But you need to know that if you do have casual sex and a child is born, you will have legal consequences. You'll have to pay child support, health insurance, dental insurance, life insurance. You could even be obligated to pay college education. So before you go have casual sex, remember, the results of that could be legal consequences. So if someone refuses to pay child support to you, don't get revenge, bring them to my court.